Saskia Nugent. So today we're going to do something that I've actually never done before. Well, a part of it I've never done before. So we're going to make a bechamel sauce, which is a white sauce that incorporates a roux, which I have shown you how to make in another episode, and milk. So it's a milk and roux, equal parts, 1-1. So however much of the roux you use, which remember roux is butter and flour, equal parts. You're also going to use the same amount of milk. It also incorporates nutmeg. And what we're going to do with the bechamel sauce is we're actually going to make a butternut squash mac and cheese. So here's the thing. In episode 7, I showed you how to roast off a few different vegetables that we got from the open door, one of which was butternut squash. I don't normally cook butternut squash. I don't normally do a sweet savory thing either, so I don't normally put a sweeter squash in with my mac and cheese. But I know a lot of people love it. And so I took to the internet and asked some people who know a little bit more than I do about butternut squash, and they said to just go for it. So we're gonna give it a try. Right now I have butter melting in my cast iron, and with my wooden spoon, right, because I don't want to scratch my cast iron pan, I'm actually gonna go ahead and add, it's a half a cup of butter, so I'm gonna add a half a cup of flour. So it's a stick of butter, which equals a half a cup of butter. I'm gonna add the flour to the butter, and I'm gonna incorporate the flour into the butter completely to make my roux. You want to keep stirring it so you remove any of the lumps of flour. And as you can see, the two start to cook together. Now you want to keep this on the lighter side. If you cook a roux longer, it starts to darken, which is great. It actually creates a nuttier flavor. But for a bechamel, we're looking for a whiter sauce, so we're going to want to keep the roux light. Now, that's perfect right there. See that gorgeous bubbling sauce base just waiting to become an amazing bechamel that's going to make you so excited. Okay, so the next thing we're going to add to this is we're going to add the milk. Now remember, you want to keep stirring as you add the milk. Again, you want to keep this moving. I'm making a mess here, but it doesn't matter. So you're going to turn down the heat a little bit so you don't burn the mixture. Give it a good stir. At this point, you're going to add salt, pepper, and nutmeg to the mixture. I have a teaspoon of nutmeg, ground nutmeg. I'm going to do a pinch of salt. And I'm going to add a little bit of fresh cracked pepper. Now, at this point, I am going to turn the heat up just a little bit, and you're going to see it start to bubble. Look at this gorgeous bubbling sauce. So where we're at now is we have a finished bechamel, which is the white sauce with the nutmeg. To this, we're going to add a little bit of cheese. I have a cup of cheddar. Sprinkle it evenly over. If you put it in just one big lump in the middle, it's going to melt fast and you're going to have a harder time moving this around. So now we've added the cheddar. You can start to smell the nutmeg cooking with the milk. So to this, I am going to add 2 cups of butternut squash. Now, if you were here with me in episode 7, you will see that I roasted off butternut squash. At this point, I've removed the skin from it and I've cut it into bite-sized chunks. And I have about 2 cups of those chunks here. And I'm going to go ahead and add this over to the sauce. At this point, my sauce is done. I'm going to turn the heat off and I'm going to move the butternut squash around. To the sauce and butternut squash, I'm going to add 2 cups of cooked shells. I'm going to stir those in. And this is an amazing meal. This meal comes together very quickly. It's a stovetop mac and cheese with butternut squash. So at this point, it's done. You can do a couple different things. You can put it right into the bowl, serve it as is. You could add some toasted breadcrumbs to the top. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to add some grated Parmesan cheese. And I've actually got a little bit of roasted garlic that I've cooked off, that I pan roasted it, that I'm going to add just to the top as well as a little bit of garnish. So I'm going to take about a cup of mac and cheese, add it to the bowl. Now remember, this can be served as your main dish. This can be served as a side. As a side, this will probably serve about 6 people. As a main dish, you could serve about 4. So this is about a cup of it. And this, I have my bechamel, my butternut squash, my pasta shells, to which I'm going to add a little bit of Parmesan cheese grated and just a little bit of chopped garlic. And then I'm going to add just about a little bit of fresh ground pepper. I'm so excited for you guys to give this a shot. And if you're someone like me who doesn't normally use butternut squash, let's try it out this year. I think it's going to be fun. I can't wait. All right, I'll see you next time. Thanks.